Hello, and welcome to this lesson on research methods. I wanted to make this lesson as having a good basis of understanding for how to conduct research is a great way, especially when you're getting started in open source intelligence and you don't really know where to go with it. So in this lesson, we're going to cover off, why we talk about this topic, the tree method, which I think is a great way when you're starting out, the 5 W's and an H method, and then we're going to look at establishing a keyword list. So why is this important? Well, when you're starting out in open source intelligence, starting off can be one of the most intimidating things. So having a good base and a plan is a good place to start. So while tools, platforms, and sources are constantly changing, methods and how you actually think about conducting research doesn't. And it's likely that as you gain experience within open source intelligence and online research, you'll come up with your own ways of working. But for those of you who don't have it yet, this is just a place to start from. So, firstly, the tree method. This is how I think about research, and I think it was taught to me back in my initial intelligence training in the military. It starts with the trunk. This is the main topic of what you're looking at, and then it breaks off into branches and twigs. So if you think about it, the trunk is the main topic, and then the branch is every subtopic. So as you're working through your main research, you'll find a subtopic, and you dig into that, and you travel down that branch until you've examined every little twig, getting into that detailed research. That's kind of how you think about it. Once you've got to the end of each branch or subtopic, you come back to the trunk, and then you keep working forward. I hope that makes sense. Then you have the 5 W's and an H. This is pretty standard. It's what people learn at school. I remember being taught this when writing in school. Who, what, where, when, why, how. The 5 W's and an H, right? Who's it about? What's it about? Where did it happen? When did it happen? And why did it happen? And how did it happen? If you answer all of these questions, you're off to a good start. It's just a good way of thinking about a topic and breaking down your research. Another good thing to do when you're starting out researching a new topic is coming up with a keywords list. This is just a good starting point and a good knowledge base for how you're conducting your research. And as you move forward, you continue to refine these keywords. And as you can see in the example, it can be very simple, down to just a list of keywords and then the results or what you found associated to those words. It stops you from doubling up or duplicating effort, especially if you're working in a team, because then each of you can work off certain keywords and just develop your research from there. And as you're working through a topic and building a better understanding about either a country, a conflict, or an individual, you can build out these keywords and keep track of them so you know where you're going from. Also, if you run out of something to find in a certain branch or specific topic, you can go back and re-look at your keywords and try and start again. Keep moving forward. It's just a good way to build a knowledge base on a specific topic or whatever you're researching. Thank you for watching this very quick lesson on research methods. To just recap, we covered off why we need these research methods, the tree method where you move up a trunk and then look at the branches and down into the twigs in every detail, the 5 W's and an H method, like most people would have learned at school, who, what, when, where, why, how. And then building a keyword list so you have a good knowledge base for your topic when you're conducting research. Anyway, cheers. See you!